Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of the Smart Flip with me and Matt. If you guys aren't familiar with the Smart Flip podcast, this is the Phone Flippers podcast, or
Yep.
the Buyback Business Owners podcast. On this podcast, guys, we talk about flipping electronics, flipping other things, just flipping in general, really, and the kind of timeless aspects of what goes into that. Building a buyback business, making money with it, and creating a full-time income out of it. So, with that being said, I do have a book. If you guys want it for free, it is on episode 11 of the podcast. You can listen to it full free. It's called Tech Flips to Profit. It basically goes over this industry as a whole, stuff like that. We also do offer some other stuff. You can check out the description on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube for the other stuff. Um, but with that being said, guys, so the topic today, we don't have a guest or anything today, but there are some things that I wanted to talk about today, that I think need to be said. Especially
Okay.
if you're looking to take this business seriously. Like a lot, and I want to like pre-frame with this. A lot of people treat this as a hustle. What's hilarious to me is like people will they'll start this hustle in like college and outside of their job and stuff like
Right.
that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like go
hmm
on to make more than their career will pay them
hmm
or all this other stuff, right?
Yep.
Um, and then they'll leave this to go to their career or whatever job they have, right? Like to make
Mhm.
less, which is funny, right? But um, for those people that are like listening and you're like curious on whether or not you can actually turn this thing into a business, this is the podcast you want to be listening to for that. Okay.
Word.
And
Yep.
in this one, I'm going to break down, we're going to be going over two things today on the podcast. The first one is building your local presence and how you can literally dominate your market, and become the go-to buyback business owner for the thousands of people in your community. Okay.
Yep.
And then the second thing I want to talk about is sourcing outside of iPhones, and going into more higher ticket items. We had a guy on the podcast probably 2 weeks ago now named Eric. A lot of you guys like that podcast, and he talked a lot about a bunch of high ticket flips. I've been doing high ticket flips for a long time, um, but I really like the way he explained it, and I
hmm
think it was a fresh set of eyes on something that I've been doing for quite a while. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today too. All right, but let's go into how to dominate your local presence first.
Cool.
So, I've been telling the guys on their monthly check-ins inside of Recelerator, I've been making it like very well known as like you need to get to 100 reviews on your GMB. What is GMB? GMB is Google Business Profile.
hmm
All right. So if you get to 100 reviews, you will annihilate most of the people in your area, like without fail. I'm not kidding. A lot of people don't. A lot of people will get reviews and stuff on like Facebook, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you guys real quick. Nobody cares about your reviews on Facebook unless like Marketplace is your dominant strategy.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna care. It doesn't show up in SEO. It's not going to show up in AI search. It's not going to show up anywhere, unless they literally go to your profile and look,
hmm
and then look through your reviews. It takes like 3 clicks to get there. So,
Yep.
but if somebody searches you on Google or Bing, actually, so Bing is actually something we're working on. Apparently, there's quite a few million people that
Okay.
actually use Bing, which I was unaware of. Uh,
Yep.
I didn't know people use Bing, honestly.
Yeah.
And then there's another
Interesting.
one coming out here soon, guys. It's like AI search.
Yeah.
So AI SEO is what I'm calling it. Um, so in my area, I show up as like number two right now if you like type it in on Chat GPT, and it pulls from Google. So and that's why Google's still important.
Yeah.
Um, but your number one goal, if you're looking to take this business as seriously as possible, is get reviews on your Google business. And like that is priority number freaking one.
Yeah.
Okay. People don't realize this. And for some reason, a lot of people think you only need to get the Google reviews from people that come from Google. That is totally incorrect. So you have many, I've shared 8 different lead sources on this podcast before, right? You have reach outs,
Yep.
you have Facebook and Instagram, you have Google, funny enough, Google ads, pawn shops, other resellers, other stores, and places like that, right?
Hmm.
I've gotten reviews on my business profile from pawn shop managers. Okay. Like that's a thing. You can do that. You can ask. You should be getting as many reviews as possible. And I'm just trying to hit this home because a lot of you guys don't think that you need it.
Yeah.
But if you plan on staying in this business a long time, you do need it. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, Aaron Goldstein did a class last week we were having a baby last week. So he had to take over. Anyway, he did a class on how to get 10 leads for free every single day from Google.
Crazy.
For free. He turned off his Google Ads. He mentioned that on the call. He turned them
Oh,
off because all the leads he gets now are free. And that's because he built the machine. All
that's
right.
crazy.
Like over time, if you build a machine well enough and oil it well enough and put an engine in the car, it'll go, it'll build some momentum. It'll just keep on going without you, right? I mean, Spencer did this. Spencer's been on the podcast a few times. Spencer left the business, but his Google business was already up. Guess what happened? They
They
kept
kept calling.
calling.
That's right.
Like he literally couldn't escape the money, you know?
Right. Money came looking for him. Oh, imagine that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's ultimately what you want. In the beginning, you have to go search. You have
Hmm.
to you have to put in the work, the legwork. You got to take the nose, basically take the arrows, right?
Hmm.
And that's with any, I'm just gonna be real, guys. That's with any business.
Hmm.
That's why, like, whenever I look at the shiny objects now, I have this perspective where it's like, okay, how much upfront am I gonna have to like learn to actually get proficient at this new thing, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And it takes a lot, just being real. Like in this business, guys, this business is relatively easy to start. Like you
Hmm.
don't have to form the LLC immediately.
Yeah.
You can get your feet wet and make some money.
Yeah.
But like if you want to actually take it seriously and have people take you seriously,
Hmm.
you need a business profile. So that's my little rant on that. Matt, do you have anything to add to that? Like,
Um, I think anybody I think there are different type modes of operation. When most people start this, let's be real, they're a little bit in survivor mode. Um, there's also like I think a cynicism and level of distrust that this stuff actually works. We've had numerous people that have come in, taken the course, or paid for the course and not followed through. Um, if you don't follow through with anything, nothing ever works. Let's just make that clear, okay? But for people who have stayed the course and trusted the process, they've come to realize that once you realize that this actually works and you can trust the process and you begin to like actually see the results, you start to develop a certain confidence that this industry is a great industry to be in. And we see it happen all the time. And once you get to that place, you begin to realize, okay, people automatically, I mean, almost everybody, without question, without exception, start looking for ways to automate, to systematize, and to get more inventory, which if people don't realize that is the problem that most people have that are, trying to make money through sales, right? Is if you have inventory, you have money because you have something to sell. And so that's the problem we help people solve. And anybody who's in this industry or selling something wants a continuous stream and line of inventory. So, just to kind of help everybody frame an understanding around this and what Chris is saying and what I'm kind of chiming in on is Google My Business is the hands down the most seamless, best, smartest way to do that. And if you do it long term enough, I say if you did it very steadfastly, consistently for a half year to a year, I've seen it happen in as short as a half year, a year easily. You're probably not going to have to be paying for a lot of ads anymore. You're probably not going to have to be running around doing reach outs. You're probably just going to have people telling other people, calling you and bringing you the money as opposed to you going to look for it. So if you could devote a year's time to doing that and say, all right, I'm committed, I'm bought in, you could build a six-figure income. I say that with a pretty darn fair amount of confidence. That's not a guarantee, guys, okay? That's not financial advice as a full disclosure, but that's the closest thing I can give you to a guarantee without guaranteeing it. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize is all you really have to do is aggressively market your business for 6 to 8 months to maybe a year, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And if you get enough reviews, it's like you build the machine at that point,
Yeah.
and you just win. Like
Yeah.
you guys, I spoke about this at the Gadget Repair Expo. There's a lot of repair shops out there, so they're always like fighting tooth and nail, right? To be number one, right? They're doing
Ridiculous. Yeah.
shady stuff. They're being real, like
Yeah.
they're paying for reviews, getting deplatformed, all of that stuff. But there's next to no competition with buybacks, next to none,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Um,
accurate.
there might be one or two guys that may, put up a listing to kind of check off the box, but um, like most people are never taking it seriously. Most people never take their Google business seriously. But
Hmm.
I want to be clear, like that's actually the most valuable asset in your business,
Yeah.
is that online presence there that's organic.
Yep.
I get multiple emails asking if I'm open to selling my business on Google specifically, like just the GMB, nothing else. And there's a reason for that. It's because it brings organic traffic
Hmm.
free, right? So I mean it's important, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop hitting that home because um it is what it is. I want to move to the next part of all
Yeah.
of this,
Let's go.
which is learning how to flip stuff outside of an iPhone. All right. So right after this podcast, actually, I'm going to pick up an iPad, an Apple Pencil, and the keyboard that goes with the iPad. And yeah, so that's going to be what I'm doing right after this podcast, and I'm going to go make some money. Right. However, I want to share something with everybody that I think is going to be probably the next level for a lot of people in flipping. And that's just flipping higher ticket items, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I spoke about this a little bit earlier. We talked with Eric a couple weeks ago on how he's doing his business in Miami.
Yeah.
And dude, the dude runs the business perfectly. Like he would be an amazing like client testimonial if he was a client. Like,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
he totally stumbled upon it. Where he just started flipping much higher priced items
Yeah.
outside of iPhones.
Yeah.
I was talking with Matt a little bit about this before we started the podcast. Is like, 'cause so I just bought this today. All right, this is a Fluke thermal image scanner. The MSRP on this is about $4,000 just for this thing. Crazy. So
Yeah.
retail is 4 grand, right? They
Yeah.
also discontinued this model, so it's not being sold much anymore. Um, Therefore, it's hard to get, right? There was a
Hmm.
guy on Facebook Marketplace he had it listed originally for 2,100. He then dropped the price to 1,500, and then I reached out to him and I started negotiating with him. I'm like, dude, this thing is discontinued and this and that and everything else. I don't know. I'm probably going to sit on it for a while before it sells. And I was like, I'll buy it for 800. He was like, no, I'll wait. I'll wait for somebody. And then he messaged me late last night and he was like, hey, I'll take the 800. Where do I go? And boom. So I was talking with Matt a little bit about this before the call. It's like the closer you are to zero, the harder it is to negotiate, right? And I think there's a lot to be said there.
Hmm.
Like the higher up you go and the higher amount of an item you can purchase, the more negotiation power you actually have.
Yeah.
because people can go below, that dude dropped his price by $700.
which
Not,
is
not seven,
ridiculous. Yeah.
yeah, 700. Yeah. He dropped his price by $700 before I purchased it. Now, based on my research, it'll sell for about 1,400. Um, and that's honestly on the low side.
Hmm.
So I'm also picking up a camera today with a guy who I negotiated with last night. He had the camera listed for 1,200, and I messaged him with my typical message, and I was like, "Hey man, like, if I were to, buy it tomorrow, what would you
Yeah.
be willing to let it go for?" And he's like, "Ah, man, I'm just trying to get 650 for it." And I was like, "He listed it for 1,250, like, or 1,200, like." So that just kind of goes to show is like
Yeah.
the higher the amount of something, the more leverage you actually have to negotiate. And also something I'm noticing with the higher ticket items, because I have a goal this year to make my average profit per item about $300 to $400 in profit per item. That's a goal of mine. I
Hmm.
have the skill set to do it, so might as well, right? I'll be real. Like I was talking with Matt about this last night. I'm a little bit bored with, the little 80 to $120 profit flips.
Bro, that's facts.
So as I was going to buy this, and this is for everybody out there, there was a level of uncertainty that I had, in my stomach. I had that pit, and I was like, man, am I making a good decision? You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
and I was thinking about that as it was happening, and I was like, this is good. This means I'm uncomfortable, and this means I'm going to grow.
Yep.
I'm buying something that I don't know anything about. Uh,
Hmm.
so guys, I know a lot of you guys get that feeling when you buy your first, Oculus Quest or your first Xbox or your first whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
maybe you only flip iPhones, or maybe you don't flip iPhones and you get nervous to buy iPhones. That's good. That nervousness is a good thing.
Hmm.
It means you're growing. So, and I think a lot of people misjudge that feeling a lot, where they think it's bad, and it's
Yeah.
not. Like, will you lose money? Maybe, but
Right.
probably not as much as you thought.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's a guarantee, guys. Like, we can't sit here and say, like, all we can tell you is, like, what do we use? We use eBay as a fair market research tool to look at the market and go, okay, this is the perceived value or exchange of value for this item or that item, or you know what I mean? Like, and Chris, you've been doing this, what, 9 years now? Um, I've been doing this for six. Uh, Aaron's been doing this for about as long as you, and between the three of us, it keeps working, and it has consistently and continued to work. And we have students that are coming in, and it continues to work. Like, does this work? Yeah, it works. Like, if you work it, and I don't know, like if the experience there doesn't speak enough volumes, then yeah, you should probably like pursue some other kind of hustle or a line of business. But um, yeah, there's so much more money to be made out there by flipping something other than just a phone. And I don't know how many episodes where we've probably said that or discussed that, expressed that. It's nauseating at this point. But if you aren't convinced of that yet, then I don't know if you can be convinced. But if all you're doing is still buying phones, stop listening to this podcast and go buy something else like right now. Go buy an Xbox. Go buy like take the money you've made from flipping your phones, set aside 50 to 100 bucks and say that's throwaway money. I'm going to invest that in this crazy stuff that Chris or Matt has said that I should buy and
Yeah,
we'll just give it a go, but I'll write that money off. Okay, go do that. And then when you double or triple your money, comment below or hit us back up and we'll high five you virtually. But it's it's really just so many good margins and returns to be made in the non-phone world with electronics. It's just ridiculous.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I think I mean one of the things that I'm doing more now of is like I said, I'm getting a little bored with the 80 to 120 profit per device. I don't even aim for 50 anymore. because like, dude, that just feels like I'm working for
Yeah.
free at that point. Um,
Yeah.
and that's just because I've been doing it, and not to like, not, I mean, not to sound like arrogant or anything. It's just like that. I've been doing it for
It's
how
real.
long
Yeah.
at this
It's real.
point? I
Yeah.
mean, Matt, you're going through the same thing. It's like
You're not
I've been doing
wrong.
it for so long. It's like it's nothing new. It's more of like it's just the mundane everyday thing, which is necessary. I'm gonna be real. Like that's a necessary part of the business.
Hmm.
Um, but like mainly what I'm doing right now is like finding other devices to flip that I can get excited about,
Hmm.
right? Like I can't tell you guys how many different things I've flipped that were just so random that I made so much money from that I now have a really good perspective on. Like I've actually flipped a fluke thing before. Like,
Yeah.
like this isn't my first time flipping something like this. The
Yeah.
last one I had was much cheaper, but
Yeah.
um but like it's cool, you know? Um I but like being able to expand out there on things like cameras. So for
Hmm.
those of you guys that don't know, if you go to Facebook Marketplace, type in camera, and then make your minimum amount $1,000, there are some very expensive cameras,
Yeah.
very expensive, like three, four, $5,000 cameras, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And like I said earlier, like a lot of these people are not, they're willing to negotiate. The further you are from zero, the more negotiation power you have.
Hmm.
So just remember that. Like the higher price something is, like a good example of this was yesterday. I had a lead come in from Google, and the person was like, um, they had a 16 Pro Max and an S25 Ultra. Now the S25 Ultra has a Knox lock thing going on right now, so like we're lowballing the absolute hell out of those people because it can be locked like from anywhere at any time, which is
Yeah.
not fun. So, and I let them know that I was like, look, we've been having some issues with these. Here's like, I think I offered her total $800, and she's like, no, I'm looking for like 1,800. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I mean, best of luck, you know.
Right. All the
And,
best.
and she hit me back. She's like, can you meet me at $1,000? I'm like, I just laughed. Like,
Man, we had a few dollars for every time that happened, you know.
yeah, I mean, I had it happen last night again. So um the iPad I'm picking up here shortly, I'll read the messages to you guys. So we agreed yesterday to meet up. Now, this is a repeat customer. Um, he wanted 750 for the iPad, and I was like, well, let me look everything up. And I was like, look, man, based on what I'm seeing, I can't do 750. It's if it was like the fourth
Yeah.
or fifth generation iPad Pro, I could, but for
Yeah.
that specific one with all the extra accessories, I can do $300. And he's like, 350? We got a deal. I was like, what? So immediately dropped from 750 to 350, right? And then I was like, meet in the middle at 325, and he's like, all right, cool. And then we agreed on meeting up. Now, here's something. He was like, he messaged me last night, and he was like, looking at the prices on the iPad with the accessories is far worth more than 325. I can't let it go for that much. I'm sorry. Here was my response. Yeah, man, my resale value was about 450, 500. At least that's what I saw on eBay. And this was with the accessories that you mentioned. And then I said, no worries, get the best price you can, man. And he's like, I'll let you know, and you have first dibs on it. I was like, if anything changes, let me know. I'll honor my $325 offer. He said, okay, thank you. And then he messaged me this morning. He's like, can I meet you at 12 at Starbucks today?
Someone needed some cash, I guess.
Uh-huh. So, guys, like, people are willing to negotiate. Also, I want to like I put this in our Slack community yesterday. I was like, the longer I've been in this business, the less I care about like
Hmm.
whether they take my money or not.
Hmm.
And for those of you that understand that feeling, it gives you a massive level of power. In my opinion,
Hmm.
it's like I don't care if I buy your item or not. And I think that alone, like whenever they realize that, like that you don't care if
Mhm.
they sell to you, they want to sell to you even more. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Matt, I'm sure you've come across that. Like,
Yeah. Let's see. I was talking about this on our console call this past week, but this is a set of Vive Ultimate trackers. You guys can see that. This is Vive Ultimate. Um, these little guys retail for like somewhere in the range of like 500. Their resale value is really great though, but they're just little VR body trackers that you put with VR and, you know, set on like the body belts that you can put on your wrist and your waist. And I bought this past week for 250 off a guy. He knew the value. He's like, I know the street value is around 500. He's like, but I need money to make rent. He's like, and this is putting me about $50 short of where I need to be. He's like, I can make up the rest of that. He's like, so I was cool with it. And so like he had it listed for I think he had it for 300 and I said, "Hey, I'll give you 250 cash right now." And he said, "Yeah, that works." And so we met up and I'm going to turn around and flip that easily for 450 to 500 and so that'll be a nice little flip. Um guys, there's just so much opportunity to not think about this business one-dimensionally when it comes to singular items or reselling the stuff you've always sold. Like, and people might get on to me because I don't sell a lot of phones, but it's like when I started branching outside of, like, there was a season of life where I was like, I'm just going to try to flip phones because that was the course I took. That was what everybody was preaching. And I was like, all right, cool, let me get phones. And like, I probably started zigging while others were zagging a little earlier in the game. But it was like, I don't know, like some of this stuff is fun. I mean, how much stuff have you ever flipped, Chris, where your kids are running around playing on like a MetaQuest 3 or something?
oh
You
yeah,
know?
they all the MetaQuests I have, they wanted to play with. So my
Right.
little 5-year-old play. So I bought a MetaQuest for like $60 not too long
Yeah.
ago,
Uh-huh.
and I just gave it to my kids because, like, why not? Um, kind of regret it now because now my 7-year-old wants to buy games on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah,
Right.
what have I done?
Yeah.
But
What have I done?
yeah,
Um, but I don't know. I think it's also important, guys, to have fun with what you're doing. And Chris was talking about boredom. And I don't
yeah,
know, some of this stuff just gets lax. It's like how can I reinvent my business today so that it becomes interesting, right? And you kind of gamify me. Oh, okay, this week I'm going to focus exclusively on trying to buy something I haven't bought before. And for me, that's what kept it interesting for a long time because I felt like Lewis and Clark. Like I'm gaining ground. I'm charting new territory here within
yeah.
the resale space that I don't know about. And to me, that challenge made my brain want to invest in what I was doing. Whereas, like, yeah, let's go buy another, Oculus CV1 or something like that, um, when I had already bought one of those. And so it's not a bad thing, guys, also to realize that you're just adding like cards to the deck. Like you're stacking the deck in terms of like, man, now I know how to resell this. Now I know how to resell this. Like I think it's pretty cool, when we jump in the wins chat now, Chris, within Recelerator to see so many people posting like non-phone items. It's just
I got a lead
really
coming in.
satisfying to see all that.
Want me to
What's
answer
that?
that? I got a lead coming in.
Oh, let's go.
Let me do that. Hello, this is Chris with Bell Electronics. How can I help you? Doing good. Looking to sell something?
Get off your hands. I can buy. I got one last night, and I have a Boost mobile phone. It has all my Google wallets, my ID. It has everything on that phone. And I'm trying to hurry up and get a phone and switch the number. Like everybody's charging me $100 and up, and I'm like, all I have is $60 in cash. Like I'm trying to see if somebody got something to help me. Please, somebody throw me a phone.
So,
Like,
I don't keep inventory. I'll be real with you. Most of the items we buy, we sell online. So I don't actually own a store. So I don't have any like unlocked phones on me at the moment. I'm sorry. But if you're ever looking to sell anything, let me know. All right, thank you. Bye. that happens every now and then from Google too.
Not quite the call we expected, folks,
Yeah,
but
I mean that happens. I mean, and you know, I know somebody's going to be like, "Well, you just lost out on some money because you didn't have inventory." Guys, there's a reason I don't have inventory. Like, number one, headache. Number two, like I don't want all my money trapped in inventory.
fair.
So, um, also I think it's important to have like a one track like way through your business in your
Yeah.
business.
Hmm.
Like you have your lead generation channels, you buy the thing, and then either you sell it online, right?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
like that keeps it incredibly simple, you know? Instead of like having to bring the leads in, manage where this device needs to go based on like what will it sell for in the local market, this, that, right? For me on the back end, it's either direct buyer or eBay.
Yeah.
And that's it now. Like that is it. There's only two channels that things go through.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's important in your business as well. So, but I mean, just that just goes to show I'm getting leads for free. Um, and that happens multiple times a day. And it's pretty easy. So, yeah, I mean, get
Yes,
your
sir.
Google up, guys. Like, make your money, you know?
For real.
But as far as like buying things outside of iPhones, I think it's incredibly important. I've said it for years. Like I said, I'm going to be more or less focusing on trying to make $300 to $400 per flip, and I'll keep you guys updated on how that's going. I think it'll go quite well considering I already have all the skills to kind of do it.
Hmm.
Um, but like, I mean, I was telling Matt this last night. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna aim to do that because if I can do, let's say an average of $300 in profit per flip.
Hmm.
That only takes 33 flips to make 10 grand.
Hmm.
That's a lot less than 150, you
It's
know?
really fair point.
Right. It's a lot less work, all of that, you know? So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I'll keep you guys kind of updated on how that's going because the main things I'm going after right now, and I'm still buying phones and stuff, as you guys can tell, but um, the main things I'm going to be looking for are very high-end cameras, high-end fish finders, GPS stuff, uh, drones. I'm going to be playing with a lot of drones. That's going to be,
Cool.
I love flipping drones, mainly because I like playing with them first.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Yeah, especially the DJI ones, man, they're
Yeah.
so fun. And then you get to like see which ones you want to keep, you know. So,
Right.
but yeah, guys. I mean, a little off on the smart flip this week. I mean, we didn't have a guest or anything, but
Mm.
I think you guys will learn something from this. But I mean, the biggest take here, guys, is build a local reputation. And once again, I'm going to say it, just going to keep beating this dead horse is flip outside of iPhones. You
Hmm.
will make a lot more money by doing that.
Hmm.
So, and also check out all of our free stuff. And by the way, we still got the school group going on, the school banning group. So I know somebody complained in the comments the other day about getting banned from the school group. You didn't finish it, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, you know that going into the group,
You
so
literally, yeah, like you go into the group. If you don't finish it within 5 days, you get banned, you know? So, um, but the people going through that, they love it. So we also just banned a whole bunch of people from Buyback Academy too. So that was fun. That was great. So I think we've had 15 or so people finish. We've had over 80 people finish the 5 day school or the 5 day banning course. They got Buyback Academy. I think we only had 15 or so people finish Buyback Academy.
Hmm.
And for those of you that don't know, if you finish the 5 day like banning course, you get access to Buyback Academy, which is like a 68 module tactical guide to like it's a tactical course to setting up your ads and everything.
Yeah.
So it's a very tactical course, not mindset or anything.
Hmm.
And if you finish 100% of that, I actually set up your ads for free. But if you don't finish it, then you like lose access to that after 14 days, and then you have to pay to get back in if you want it. So if you're looking for motivation, here it is.
Here it is.
So Also, we have Console Kings. Console Kings is simply a monthly or one-time fee. Now, Matt added the one-time fee option
Yeah,
a couple days ago. So if you guys want to tap into that, definitely recommend it because he's been working hard on that, and it's a great course. So, but
yeah.
with that being said, guys, I gotta go pick up an iPad. So I'm gonna go make some money real quick.
Let's do it.
You guys
All
have a
right.
great day. Keep crushing it, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.